The Cleveland Cavaliers are on the hunt for versatile talent to bolster their roster. They've already added Lonzo Ball and Nance Jr., and they could cap off their free agent signings with one more fairly versatile piece. Could Chris Boucher be the missing piece in their championship puzzle? Let's delve into what Boucher brings to the table and how he fits into the Cavs' future. But before we dive into why Boucher could make a lot of sense for the Cavs, do your boy a favor and smash that like button, subscribe to keep the NBA content coming, and hit that notification bell so you stay locked in all offseason. Who is Chris Boucher? Chris Boucher is a 6'9" forward with a 7'4" wingspan. He has carved out a unique role in the NBA. He's had a pretty interesting journey, to be honest. After going undrafted in 2017, he signed a two-way deal with the Golden State Warriors where he appeared in one game during the 2017-18 season. He was actually awarded a championship ring for his efforts. After being waived the following summer, he was picked up by the Toronto Raptors where he eventually developed into a valuable contributor known for his shot blocking and floor spacing abilities. Fun fact, Boucher was actually a back-to-back champion, winning a ring for the Warriors and Raptors in consecutive seasons. At 32 years of age, he's an unrestricted free agent after spending several seasons with the Raptors where he was the last remaining member of that 2019 championship team. Strengths: shot blocking. Boucher's length and timing make him a decent rim deterrent. He has averaged right around 1 block per game over his career with a peak of 1.9 blocks per game during the 2020-2021 season. Let's make one thing clear though. Boucher is not some elite rim protector nor a truly feared interior presence defensively, and he never likely will be. That said, his size does give him the ability to pose a threat to would-be drivers. He's light on his feet, knows his angles and how to properly position himself to contest a shot at the rim, and is quick enough to reject shots from behind.
Marcus Sasser, the Houston product, and Boucher says it's my turn.
B-Ball Index placed him within the 65th percentile in rim protection and the 60th percentile in rim deterrence this past season. He isn't one of those types to position himself down in the painted area waiting for his opponents either. He will roam and track his prey if necessary. But where his true strength as an interior defender has lied has been as a help defender. When the big four needs to rotate and provide additional coverage, he is more than ready to help. In fact, many of his rejections from the 2024-25 campaign were of this variety. The 8-year vet is very active in this regard. As such, he plays within the 76th percentile in help defense talent. Boucher is not what I would call a switchable defender, but his size and quickness does afford him the ability to hold his own if a switch is forced. He spent the bulk of his time defending fours last year, placing within the 93rd percentile in percentage of time guarding power forwards, but is also quite versatile in terms of matchups. With that being the case, he graded within the 80th percentile in defensive positional versatility. The shot blocking aspect of his game tends to shine through here as well, as he has the foot speed needed to close out to the perimeter and reject a shooter, using every bit of his 7'4" wingspan to his advantage. He had 6 total blocks from beyond the arc in 2024-25. 3-point shooting. Chris Boucher is by no means a long-range sniper, let's get that straight. That said, he has developed into a decent shot over his NBA tenure. He is a career 33.9% from deep, but he is coming off a season in which he drilled 36.3% of his 3.9 attempts. He gained 70 triples in total over 50 appearances, 20th among bench forwards this year. He is by and large a catch-and-shoot specialist with 66 of his 70 makes coming that way. His attempts came from all over, however, he was most efficient from the left corner where he completed 42.1% of his attempts, going 16 of 38 in the process. Quite honestly, Boucher graded pretty well in perimeter shooting. The 91st percentile in catch and shoot 3-point shooting talent, 76th percentile in catch and shoot 3-point shot making efficiency, the 74th in off-ball gravity, and the 74th in 3-point shooting talent. Overall, he is a dependable enough shot maker to feel confident that he reliably adds spacing to your front court.
Raise it to the corner. Boucher, boy, he used all of the iron. You see the rotation on that basketball?
Versatility. Boucher has expressed confidence in his ability to play multiple roles, stating, "I want to be able to help a team win. I think that I'm able to fill a lot of roles. One thing that's good about me is you can put me almost anywhere except point guard. I'll figure out a way to be impactful and consistent. I think I'm at the point where I can be on a team to help them win, play meaningful minutes, have a consistent role, and not hoping or not knowing what's coming next." To that point, I do think Chris Boucher is capable of playing multiple roles, those being power forward and center. After all, he did essentially split his time between the 4 and the 5 this year, 49% at power forward and 51% at center to be specific. That has honestly been the case for his entire career. He can contribute minutes at the 3, but at this stage of his career, he's basically a 4-5. But that would be more than enough for Cleveland. Having an additional body capable of lining up in at least 2 spots could pay dividends in the event of an injury to a member of their current front court group.
Mitchell driving kick. Boucher to the iron.
Rebounding. Elsewhere, Boucher is actually a fairly solid rebounder. He managed to pull down 4.5 per game and little over 17.2 minutes per game this year, 9th most among players who played 18 or fewer minutes per contest. He was very impactful on the offensive glass, where he pulled down 70 total offensive rebounds. That would have ranked 3rd for the Cavaliers last season and by a solid margin. B-Ball Index rated him very highly in this area. He was in the 95th percentile in offensive rebounding talent, the 82nd in offensive rebounds per 75 possessions, 98th in offensive rebounding crashing skill, 97th in putback scoring impact per 75 possessions, and the 94th percentile in putbacks per 75 possessions. It's those last two that may be most impactful. He was 28 of 47 on putback opportunities this year. That is 59.6%, ladies and gentlemen. Honestly, Boucher's understanding of positioning and sheer effort in this area are underappreciated aspects of his overall game.
Fight for it inside. Barnes has it. Mitchell misses from the corner.
Finishing. I would be doing you all a disservice if I didn't at least discuss how good of a finisher he is around the rim. Cleaning the glass has him at 72% on field goals from within 4 feet of the basket, which placed him within the 70th percentile among bigs this year. He would go 86 of 119, or rather 72.3% from within the restricted area, according to NBA.com. A solid deal of these can be attributed to his ability to pull down offensive rebounds, put shots back up in the process, or simply tipping misses back in, but an even larger part is simply Boucher laying it up off a well-timed cut to the basket, or him driving it into the painted area and laying it up even through contact. As such, he plays within the 84th percentile in drive foul drawn rate. Mind you, he only recorded 56 total drives on the season, but he had a personal foul rate of 10.7%. That would have actually been second to only DeAndre Hunter among qualifying Cavaliers during the 2024-25 campaign. It's an area that he should probably lean into more.
In the slot.
Here's Chris. Oh! Driving through the lane.
He may not be much of a vertical spacer or rather lob threat, but he is definitely money around the rim if you can get him the ball on the move. He completed 25 of 40, or rather 62.5% of his field goals off of cuts this season. If the Cavs can make use of his ability to cut to the basket, it would pay off pretty well. Weaknesses. Inconsistency. Throughout the years, Boucher's performance has been rather up and down, or rather varied, to be honest. I think this is partly due to fluctuating minutes totals and shifting roles in Toronto's rotation. That would affect almost any player year over year, but there are definitely stretches throughout the course of a season in which Boucher's performance can wane. Simply put, the Cavaliers cannot afford another inconsistent role player putting up duds in a postseason environment. He had 16 separate performances in which he failed to score more than 5 points, and 18 different games in which he shot below 33.3% from the field. Any team signing needs to be aware that inconsistency can be an issue at times. Physicality. Despite his height around 6'9 or 6'10 wherever you look, Boucher's slender frame can be a disadvantage against stronger, more physical bigs. For those hoping to see the Cavs bring on a true center, Boucher will not likely scratch that itch for you. He usually suits up around 200 or so pounds. Now, he can compensate for this a bit with his immense wingspan, but when facing big-bodied centers, he can be moved around more than you'd like. Durability. It's no secret, the Cleveland Cavaliers have a number of players on the roster that already have durability concerns. Chris Boucher unfortunately shares some of those same concerns. He's played in 100 total games combined over the last 2 seasons and has missed large parts of seasons in the past due to various elements, whether that be hamstring, back, or knee issues. Players just don't get less prone to injury as they age, and entering his age 33 season, the injury concerns are valid. Fit with the Cavs. As presently constructed, the Cavs have a very solid rotation at the 4 or 5 positions. It starts with Evan Mobley and Jarrett Allen, of course, and extends to DeAndre Hunter, Larry Nance Jr., and Dean Wade. That is a capable 5-man unit. That said, with the inconsistency and injury histories of all involved here, adding an additional piece capable of playing in both spots would be beneficial for everybody involved. If utilized effectively, Boucher could offer the Cavaliers floor spacing, as his 3-point shooting can open up the lane for drivers like Darius Garland, Donovan Mitchell, and Lonzo Ball. He can offer defensive flexibility. His shot blocking can bolster the team's interior defense. He may not be Evan Mobley or Jarrett Allen in that regard, but he can provide a decent level of rim protection. The help defense he is capable of bringing to the table would fit nicely beside either. Also, he can bring energy off the bench. His hustle and activity can provide a spark for the second unit. That could be very, very helpful considering the team lost its real engine in Ty Jerome this offseason. Overall, Chris Boucher presents an intriguing option for the Cavaliers in free agency. His unique combination of skills could address several of the team's needs. However, considerations regarding his consistency and health are essential, especially with the team already having a number of players with these same potential concerns. If the Cavs can integrate him effectively, Boucher could be a valuable asset in their quest for playoff success in a wide open Eastern Conference. In other words, it could make a lot of sense for the Wine Quarters. What do you think, Cavs fans? Would Chris Boucher be a good fit in Cleveland? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more Cavaliers content. Go Cavs!